Hey there everybody, Johnny B here with DevSlopes.com, and we are about to start on our amazing game, Legend of DevSlopes. I'm super excited to get working on this with you guys, so let's go ahead and jump right in. And so I'm going to just open up Unity, and we're going to start up a brand new project. I'm going to press New, and we're going to wait for this to open up. I'm going to call this Legend of DevSlopes. Ooh, sounds so cool. We're gonna make it 3D, and I'm gonna save this onto the desktop. That's good. And we're going to create project. Boom. All right, I'm gonna wait for this to open up. All right, and here we are in our brand new empty project. And so in this video, what we're going to do is we are going to build out our world that we are going to be spending our time in. All right. So we got some awesome assets for you guys provided to us by the amazing BitGem. And so I'm just going to open up our folder full of some of our assets that we're going to be working with. So let me just open that up and pull it on over. Alrighty, so here we go. Let me get this up here. And what we want is the Legend of DevSlopes assets. Alright, so these are going to be the assets that are available to you guys as well. So what we're going to do in this video is we are going to work with the world, with the level, with the terrain. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our sample level right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to drag in the sample scene.fbx. So first thing we want to do is, well, we can just go ahead and drag that in right now. Let's just go ahead and drag that over right here into assets. And that did not drag over. So I'm going to try that again. Sample scene into assets. All right, looks like that's going to copy over. Spinning, might take a little bit. All right, awesome. All right, so we got it imported, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder inside of assets. To do that, you can right-click on assets, create, and folder, and I'm going to call this folder prefabs because the sample scene is essentially a prefab. So we're going to just take that and drag that in there. And when we dragged in the sample scene prefab, it also created this folder here called the materials. Okay, and so this contains the materials that apply to the sample scene that we just imported. And so you can see here we got a few things. We're going to need to apply the textures for these though. So let's go ahead and just drag in our sample scene. So you can just go to prefabs and select the sample scene and drag that right in to into our scene here. And there you have it. Looks pretty darn cool. And we can look around. You can see that we got some trees, some nice landscaping and scenery. Looks like we got some houses, but doesn't look that great right now because we don't have any of our textures on here. So let's go ahead and add those. So to get the textures, let's go ahead and create a new folder in our assets. So we're going to right-click on assets and create folder, and we're going to call this folder textures. Okay. All right. So now let's go back to our folder of assets, and I'm going to expand the textures folder here, and we are going to just go ahead and grab all these four and drag them here into textures. Let that copy over. All right, awesome. So now what we need to do is let's take a look at our materials, and we have floor variability. So with the floor variability selected, we're going to go into our textures, and we simply grab the texture that applies to it and drag it over here to the albedo. And lo and behold, there you go. We got we start getting some textures in on our level here. So that's starting to come together. Let's see what else we got. Let's go back to our materials, and we have Land Builder Starter Atlas. And another way you can do it is by using this circle selector here next to the albedo. So we're going to right click, and I'm going to select the Land Builder Starter. And boom, there we go. Now it's really starting to come together. And yeah, it's starting to really look cool. And last but not least, we have this last white patch, and that is going to be our water. So let's go ahead and select our material for water. Circle select on the albedo and select the water, and there we go. And there is our level, guys. And if you remember from the preview, we're gonna have some bad guys running around here. We're gonna have our hero, and it's gonna be pretty stinking cool. But first off, let's go ahead and modify this to make it better suit our needs a little bit. And so first thing I think we want to do is let's go ahead and change the rendering mode, or the shader, I should say. And so let's select our floor variability, and we want to select shader, and we want to go down to mobile and diffuse, and see how that really changed it up. That made it look a lot nicer, and you'll see it even more here with the next one. So we're going to choose the Land Builder Starter Pack and go to shader and mobile diffuse. Hey, there we go. Now it's really looking nice. And then last for the water, choose for the shader, go to mobile and diffuse. And there we go. That looks real good. All right, now this is looking like a pretty awesome level. Really beautiful, nice and colorful. Let's go explore it a little bit. Now, if you hold down the right button, you can navigate the level using the WSAD keys, and you can take a look around. So, you know, we can see that we got a level that goes all the way around. It's a square level. We got trees, we got houses, we got some water. But as I'm looking at this, I'm thinking that, you know, it might not be so great for the type of game that we want to do. You know, we have one player, and they are going to be fighting a whole bunch of enemies, and it looks like this might just be a little bit cramped. You know, we're hoping to be able to get up to level 20 with 20 enemies chasing us, and I think that we want a little bit a level with a little bit more open space to be able to run around, dodge, and stuff. So we are going to modify this level, and in doing so, my hope is that you guys will be able to become more familiar with how to create your own levels given assets like you've been given. You know, if we open up just for instance, if we open up the in your assets, you have this whole entire fantasy environment builder set, and inside of it, if you check out the models, you have things like barrels, bushes, fences, floor stone, grass, house, all of these things that are right here, but they're in just they're very basic components. And so my hope is that in modifying this level, you'll be able to learn how you'll be able to build your own levels given just those components. So what I think we're going to do is go ahead and just open this up a little bit and make it so that we have more space for our player to fight in and for our enemies to move around in. So we are going to remove this bit of landscaping here, and we're also going to get rid of all of this water area, so that this whole area will be wide open, and so let's get cracking on that. So what we can do is let's just select all of these right here, and these are going to be of type wall. So I'm going to select that one and then hold down Command and just make my way around selecting these. And then I'm going to press Command Delete or Command Backspace. And this action will break the prefab instance. And do we want to continue? Yes, we do. So we are going to delete those. All right, so that's all gone now. Let's see what we got here. So we got a few left still. So I'm going to select those. Command, command, click, command, click, command, click, command, click, command, click, and again, command, backspace. All right, so those are all gone. Now we want to get rid of the water and these fences and the ground underneath. If we look down here, we still have some floor that's a little bit lower than the rest. So we're gonna get rid of that as well. Okay, so if I can navigate over here. So I'm just gonna start selecting, and from looking at these before, I know that the floor with wall is all of the ground underneath. And so I know that we can get rid of all the floor with wall. So I'm just gonna click here and then select up here all of the floor with wall, and right click and delete. So what that did is, if we came down under here, we would now see that all of the floor that was underneath the water is gone. And then let's see here, if I can select the water, I'm also going to delete the water. Actually, you know what? We are going to keep the water, but we're going to take it outside of the scene because we're going to use it here in a minute. So I'm going to just take it outside of the scene and drag it outside of the scene object so that it's separate. And we're going to actually use that in a bit, but I'm going to disable it now so that we don't see it, so that we can work with the rest of what we got here. So let's kind of zoom in here and take a look at what we got. We want to get rid of all of this wall. So just going to start right clicking and selecting. We're also going to get rid of these fences here. And we're just going to try to get rid of all of this. I'm going to do command backspace so we don't try to get rid of too much at once. And just going to keep on going. So getting rid of the fences, getting rid of some more walls, get rid of those rocks. And then command backspace just to see where we're at. Get rid of that wall. Get rid of those walls. Command backspace. Command backspace. Then we're going to get rid of you and you. Oops, not you, but you. And it's okay if you accidentally delete some of the floor, some of the grass. We're gonna we're gonna just add those back in if you accidentally do that. I'll show you how to do that. And we're just gonna keep on going. Command backspace. Command backspace. I know it's a little bit tedious, but this is world building for you. All right, command backspace. Okay, whoops. I think that is just about what we want. Looks like we have removed most of the barriers that would get in the way of our hero and our bloodthirsty horde that's out to get her actually. And so we're gonna get rid of some of this shrubbery still, just to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so now in our world we have these giant gaping holes, right? And that won't do. So what we're gonna need to do is we want to fill them in with some of this grass. So what we can do is we can simply select one of these floors and press Apple D or Command D to duplicate it, and then we're just going to drag it over. But that could be a little bit difficult. So you know, we're working in 3 dimensions here, and if you just Command D it, And I'm gonna try dragging this over, and oh my gosh, this is really hard, you know? I don't even know where I'm at. I could be above it, I could be below it. I have a hard time just lining it up right. So I'm gonna show you a trick. So I'm going to actually delete that floor that we just made. And what we're gonna do is we are going to adjust our grids so that we can snap directly to the grids that we want them to be. But first thing I want to do is make sure that our scene is where we want it to be. And we want it to be at 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to first thing adjust that. 0, 0, 0. Just to make sure everything's zeroed out and you know, we're where we want to start out. Okay, so next I was going to show you how to do the snapping. So in Unity, go to Edit and go down to snap settings, and I'll show you what this does in a second. So what we want these to do is well, first I'll show you what it is as the default. And so like I was saying, you can select a floor and press Apple Command D to duplicate, and then holding down Command, select one of these arrows. Go ahead and grab the x-axis, the red one, and go ahead and move it to the right. And you'll see that it's actually snapping to a specific distance. And right now that's set to 1. And you can see that that's only half the distance of one of these floor cells. Okay, so what we want it to be is actually set to 2 for each of the X, Y, and Z axes. So now when you hold down Command, it will snap you directly to the distance that we would need it to be for these cells, which makes it go a lot faster. So if I just press Command D again, I have a new one. I press Command and I hold down now on the Z axis, and boom, next one's done. Give us a little bit more of a bird's eye view here. Press Command D again, boom, done. Press Command D again, and there we have it. We just filled in a whole row. Now you could be thinking, oh man, do I gotta do this for every single square? Yes, you do, but we can make it a little bit quicker by having a nice straight line like this. All we gotta do is select a few of them at a time. So I'll select these 4, press Command D, hold Command, and select the x-axis and move that whole section over. Pretty cool, huh? So I'm gonna do that again. Command D, holding down Command, move it all one over. Command D again, and move it all over. And we just filled in that hole, and it's looking good. So now let's do the same thing for where the lake used to be. And I think we'll start right here, and we'll go up to this point right here. So I'm gonna select these 3, holding down Command and selecting, pressing Command D or Control D if you're on Windows, duplicating by pressing Command D, and then holding Command again to snap one over, Command D again, holding Command and dragging over. And so now we have 4. So I'm gonna also select this one, and I don't think that actually worked. So I'm just gonna do Command and select these 4. I don't think it's working. So select you, 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 and you. Command D and snap. Perfect. So let's keep going here. Now we got this guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And Command D, and holding Command, grab the Z axis and snap one over. And you know what? Sorry, I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. I'm gonna make this bigger for you guys. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. Hopefully you were able to see everything before. And so we're just gonna keep on trucking. Gonna fill this one in. So holding down. Actually, you know what? We can hold. This is gonna be, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, so we'll just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Command D, holding Command, drag and snap, Command D, snap, Command D, holding Command, snap. And then I'm going to grab this one here actually, Command D, and then this one's going to be in the X-axis, and holding Command, you can drag to snap it. And then let's grab these. Command D and snap, Command D, snap, Command D, and snap. Then we're going to grab this guy here, Command D and snap, Command D and snap. And then we're just going to grab these guys right here, Command D, and then holding Command, drag to snap. And we'll zoom in up here. So we just got a couple more. Command D, X-axis, snap, Command D, X-axis, holding Command to snap, Command D, X-axis, holding Command to snap. And now I think that this will be a lot better for the type of gameplay that we're looking for. You know, a large open space for some carnage and melee violence to occur. But it looks pretty, you know, it's just looks pretty fake. You know, we don't really have a sense of realism here yet. You know, we got this floating square, this perfect square in the middle of nowhere. So let's see if we can do a little bit of something to make that look a little bit more realistic. So what I think we can do is let's make this an island. And I think that'll be the easiest and quickest way to give us a sense of realism. You know, we could try to like build up some background scenery, but I think this will be a quick, easy way to do it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just grab some of these walls, and we're going to build our own wall that goes along the perimeter of our perfect square here. And then we're going to use that water that we saved from earlier to make it look like we are a nice little island. So I'm going to start with this wall right here. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to hold Command to snap it out, and we're going to drag it out here. And then let's take a look here. And then I'm going to Command and snap, this time in the Y direction, straight down. Boom. So now we have our first piece of island wall, and we're just going to use this to fill up this entire space. So Command D, and then Command to drag, Command D to drag, and then I'm going to select all three of these, Command D and drag, and then I'm going to select all six, Command D and drag, and then I'm going to Command and grab all of these, and again Command D and snap and drag. So you can see how you know, it may seem like a lot of things that you got to do to start out with, but using the snapping and using multiple instances of the walls, you can pretty quickly fill in everything that you need to. So Command D and drag, Command D and snap, Command D and snap. And fill in this last one, Command D and snap, Command D and snap, Command D and snap. All right, so next up, let's do the next wall. And this time I'm going to grab you, Command D, and I'm going to pull you out, one, and then Command and dragging on the Y-axis, bring them down one. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on this wall here. All right, so follow along, Command D, snap, I'm gonna grab both of them, and snap, I'm gonna grab, or duplicate again, and snap, and then I'm gonna select all six of these to make it go quicker, and drag them over, holding Command to make sure you stay on the right axis, and then I'm gonna grab even more, Command D, and snap in the other direction. All right, so now we need about that many. All right, coming together real quick. Command D and snap. All right, so how about this corner? What do we need here? Here we need one of these corners. So I'm going to grab you, Command D, and snap you all the way out here. And let's see here, a couple more, one more, and then one down. And that completes the corner real nice. Check that out. All right, a couple more sides. And looks like we got a nice long section right here. Let's see if we can reuse this. So I'm going to just gonna click and drag and see if we can reuse some of this whole chunk. Let's see what we grabbed here. I think that's good. So I'm gonna Command D, and then I'm going to do Command and snap out and down one. And check that out. We got that whole section already built out for us. So I'm gonna select this guy, a few more, just to finish this off. Command D and click to snap, drag. And once again, we need to grab a corner, so I'm going to grab this guy here, Command D, and I'm going to drag one out to the Z and backwards in the X and one down for the Y, holding Command the whole time to make sure we're snapping. All right, and then we'll finish this side off here. Command D, holding Command to snap, Command D, snap. All right, and then once again, we've got a nice little section of wall here that we can see if we can take advantage of. So I'm gonna Command, click and drag. Command D, gonna drag it out one and one down. Then I'm gonna finish this off with a few right here. Duplicating and Command D-ing to, or Command pulling on the axes to drag it. I'm gonna grab this corner, Command D, gonna drag it out one, over one, and down one. And finally, gonna finish off this side here. So Command D, or Command clicking to select multiple, then duplicating by Command D and holding Command, dragging out. Command D once more, and all we need is our final corner. So I'm going to do Command D once again and drag him out here, one over and one down. All right, that is looking good. So now we have, I mean, just doing that really helped the realistic look for this level. And now we just need to add the water. So we're going to close this up and grab our water, make it visible again. So by clicking right here and the inspector, that will make something active or inactive in your scene. So our water right now is currently underneath the level, and we want to make it really big. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to adjust the scale right here, and what we want it to do is we want it to be really big in the X and Z axes. So let's try maybe 100 in the X and 100 in the Z, and I think that is definitely big enough. And then we can just lower it down so we're not flooding our whole village. And oops, I am adjusting the scale, so let's go back to our movement and just drop it down, and we want it to be just above the bottom of these walls. So there we go. I think that looks good. What do you guys think? And there we have our island village. And oh, I think we're still, yeah, it looks like we're actually above or still below the wall line, so I want to bring it up. oops, I want to bring up the water a little bit there. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that looks good. All right, so yeah, there we have it, our level. We're going to start populating with our hero, with our villains, our monsters, and get them ready to start exploring this level and fighting and killing. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys are enjoying what we've been doing so far. And so this has been world building with some assets. And you could continue to work on this if you liked these trees or these houses, for instance. You could grab one of these houses, duplicate it, and we could move it out. We could move it over here, and let's see here. Let's drag it out here, and let's put it right over here. So let's rotate it in the y-axis, say 90 degrees, and then we're gonna snap it down to the ground, and let's move it out a little bit to the back so that it's right up against the wall, and maybe just a couple more over. And there you have it. We just added another house. You could do that with any of these trees, with any of these structures. And you have pretty much everything you need to go ahead and build out your entire world that whatever you dream of, you can build it with these assets. And so really take advantage of them. These are great 3D assets, and have a blast doing it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, this didn't take too long, and we have ourselves a really cool looking world. And so yeah. This is Johnny B with DevSlopes.com, and we will see you in the next one where we're going to start working with our characters. All right? See ya.
If you want free live help, go to DevSlopes.com and download our app. It's free. Once inside, click Chat Room to interact with and get help from over 15,000 other students. Also, every week we're uploading brand new free videos. So download the app, help out your fellow students, make some friends, and take your skills to the next level.